So this is basically my CRM, and the main purpose of the scope and purpose of this my program is to build like a CRM, a customer relationship management system for a sales company, and it includes like a manager and the sales rep, and basically basically the main tasks that were covered in the interface is just basically logging in and picking your lead and then call the lead, and then eventually you begin to process the order. So the main task was just to get the lead and call them, and then you also make use of the sales funnel to track the leads that have moved forward in the sales process and those that are still like on the fence about getting the product. The description of how I performed the walkthrough was basically the description of how I performed the walkthrough. So basically, how I performed the project scope and purpose of the design. The scope of the design is basically for the CRM web, and the entire scope is to help managers and sales rep in the sales company to drive in more leads, drive in more sales, just to improve the company on a large scale. And basically, the main tasks that were covered in the interface is um, logging into the CRM, of course, and then moving towards finding leads. So each sales rep has to go and get the leads that they have in their own account and begin to call the client. So basically, all the information of each lead is on all the information that is needed to contact the lead is already on the CRM, which was already imputed by the manager. So on the manager's account page, he is the one that has the chance of adding the leads. So I placed the plus sign. I placed the plus sign in the project in order to enable the manager to create more leads. The details of how the description of how walkthroughs are performed. I performed the walkthroughs through like a normal standard form, and I had five to seven fictional characters which were doing real life taxes, because I worked in a sales company before, so I know the real life tax that they do. And also I got some feedback from actual sales employees. So I performed the walkthrough was basically all the way from logging into the page down to calling the client and getting the deal in order. Details of how I details of how different low fidelity prototypes were developed and evaluated. Um, the brief description of how like they were evaluated was was just through like I read through a couple of studies, and I use sketches, and I use mostly sketches to create the entire program. I use mostly sketches because I found that more effective for me at that point as someone that just newly doing like a program. So I found it more effective for me, and I was able to get down a lot of details about like the prototype I was going to develop and how I wanted it to be. How I developed them was okay. I already mentioned how I developed them. How I evaluated them was using the walkthrough. So I used the walkthrough to re-evaluate I re-evaluate the prototype to see whether it actually matches what the users require, and whether they can easily complete their taxes in due time with speed. And that was about it. A brief overview of the implementation technologies used. I used Java, and that was through Eclipse. So I used Java to do to implement the entire program. And as you can see from here, these are my various classes. I made a couple of classes, and I found this more efficient to use. But the thing about Java was that there's a lot of precepts and a lot of things that I needed to put in, which made it complicated for me to really complete the product and have like a really good CRM out there. But either ways, it still came out okay. It still came out nice, and based on the heuristics evaluation, there are a couple of points, there are a couple of heuristics evaluation out of those 10 that I believe that my CRM has a check upon, because it was not with the information were not much, they were not so complicated. The client can easily navigate from one side to another side, and basically the only thing that was just there was that um, implementing this much information on using Java made it more complicated. So I had to like redo and undo and just comment out a couple of codes in order to make the program not to crash all of a sudden. This question, this question, design rationale. This design. So the design was mainly focused on creating an intuitive interface that enables users to navigate through different modules and perform tasks efficiently. The system aimed to present relevant information in a very clear and also discrete manner. So the design rationale of my interface is pretty straightforward and really efficient.